Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. I'm Andrew Springs. Today I'm joined by Alex Rosenbaum and Alex Sharon to discuss a little college basketball. Would one of you Alexes care to start things up by telling us which conference tournament is the one you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I'll start off. A lot of people say Big Ten, Big East. I'm actually looking forward to the ACC the most. I know a lot of people are going to say, why are you looking forward to it? Duke's been in the finals every year except for two the past decade. I'm looking forward to it because even if they do make the finals, that's going to be an interesting game between them and potentially Maryland again to see who really does get that conference title. But also, I think that any team in the ACC can beat any team, and that's the thing that I look forward to the most.
They may be able to beat any team, but not against Duke when they're not playing in their stadium. Duke hasn't lost at home. Greensboro is close enough this year where UNC fans really don't care, so it's going to be Duke's home court. They've only lost on the road to Maryland, NC State. They really don't. No one can play with them when they have the fans.
I'm pretty sure Wake Forest is the exact same distance between Greensboro and Winston-Salem.
But it's a neutral site, which means that Duke's going to have the advantage. They're the better team. They have the better players. The conference tournament I'm looking forward to is the Big East. It's the best. They have the best teams. They have 5 teams in the top 25. You can't forget about that 6 overtime game last year. It's going to be a good tournament.
Who's going to beat Syracuse?
Anyone can.
I don't think
Louisville
that's true.
beat them 2 games
They're
ago.
not going to play each other. I know Louisville beat them twice this season, but they're not going to play each other in the tournament. It's not going to happen. Syracuse wins.
Good points by both of you. Now, this year's college basketball season as a whole, would you say the quality of the competition in all of college basketball is better, worse, or about the same? I know it sounds like you're the eye doctor. 2 years past.
We talked about the ACC tournament. I think the ACC is a good model of what happened this year. We do see those top teams, they compete well, but we do see a lot of mid-majors, like lower teams, being able to upset the higher seeds. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. It's fun basketball to watch. It's what makes college basketball great, seeing the upsets.
The top teams are still good, but the traditional teams aren't very good. This is going to be the first time since 1966 that probably UConn, UNC, and UCLA aren't going to make the NCAA tournament.
And that's
and
great.
The mid-major teams are getting better.
You want to see variety. You want to see it's college basketball. But you want to see the George Masons, all the teams just coming up and making a name for themselves.
You really do want to see the mid-majors, and they're better this year. They're really good this year. But the bottoms of the big conferences are just awful this year. Notre Dame, UConn, are any of those teams any good? They're on the bubble to be in the tournament?
Yeah, I really think Alex gets the square. The bubble is so weak this year that it's almost embarrassing that we're talking about the Pac-10 being a multiple bid league.
I mean, if you want to go and see the top teams, the historic teams making the playoffs every year, go to the NBA, see the Lakers, the Celtics, that stuff. This is college basketball where anyone can win.
Another good point. Who is this year's Cinderella? Rosenbaum, we'll start with you.
I like Cornell. It's a good school. They've been to the tournament the last 2 years. Yes, they've exited in the first round, but their players from these last 2 years are back. They went 27-4. 3 of their 4 losses this year have been on the road. 2 of them, one at Syracuse, one at Kansas. They played the top competition. They're clearly a good team who's going to contend.
And to be clear, that Kansas game went down to the final minute.
Yeah.
I like that you're hopping on the ESPN Cornell bandwagon. They've been talking about them all the time. I'm going to go with someone that not a lot of people might go with first, Arizona State. Now, you might say they might not make the tournament. They are the second seed.
They're not going to make the tournament.
They're the second seed in their conference. That's automatically going to put them on the bubble. I think they can win their conference tournament. And the thing is, Herb Sendek is their coach. I watched him for years at NC State. He coaches a good team in the NCAA tournament. He took NC State to many upset victories in his time there, and he builds a team. He runs the Princeton-style offense. They live and die by the 3. They're going to live in the tournament through this system.
Right.
You're going to see this team as probably about a 12 seed doing the 12-5 seed upset.
Another team to look at, I know this is kind of a real Cinderella pick, Morgan State from the MEAC. They beat Arkansas, SEC team this year, and they only lost to Louisville in Freedom Hall by 5 points. Look for them to, I'm not saying they're going to win a game because they're going to be a 15 seed. That's what the MEAC generally and historically gets.
But it would be exciting.
It would be exciting. Watch that game. Final question. The Nets are awful.
The Nets are awful.
The Nets are awful. Is there a team in college basketball that right now, could beat the New Jersey Nets?
Plain and simple, no. The Nets, they've got a good second string. They got Chris Douglas Roberts as their second string shooting guard. He played for a national championship team, national championship runner-up Memphis. Their team's loaded with college stars. You're not going to find an entire team where every single one of those players goes to the NBA. Last year, I would have given you the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. Pretty much all of their starters went to the NBA. You might say Kentucky, but they're not all going to play pro basketball next year.
Kentucky, 4 of the 5 starters are going to go play pro basketball. 3 of them are going to be lottery picks. You have probably the 1, 2, or 3 pick in John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, and they're well coached, which most teams aren't. And the Nets have an awful coach. They have a GM trying to run the team.
They would be well coached if John Wall would listen to their coach. He doesn't listen. They make mistakes. They make rookie mistakes in college. What do you think they're going to do against an NBA team?
They're athletic enough to compete. They're athletic enough to score. They're big enough. They're fast enough. They're strong enough. They're going to put up points. It's the one team that has a chance. I'm not saying they necessarily would, but they're the one team that could possibly beat the Nets.
Well, yes. It's basketball. Anyone can beat anyone.
But the fact is, Kentucky is so inexperienced. And all those guys, you know, you look at Brooke Lopez, Chris Douglas-Roberts, those guys have played in premier NCAA competition. I just don't see that Kentucky would have the experience to even be on the same court with the New Jersey Nets.
The experience doesn't matter if it's a one-game situation. I guarantee if it was like an NBA playoffs, it was 7 games, the Nets would win. They would blow them away. But one game, you've got that talent. They can go off in that one game to beat the Nets.
You have your points, and you have yours, and I have mine. And thanks, guys, but unfortunately, my contract states that I get a break now. So when we come back, Feldman is joined by Christian Binder and Aaron Moser to discuss a little bit of Major League Baseball. Stay tuned if you want to live.